declaring monsoon.
Monsoon is the vast weather system that comes to India every year. To some, it's the greatest show on earth. Others call it life itself. This film follows its journey across India, from the shores of the Indian Ocean to the foothills of the Himalayas. It all begins in May, when the dry season comes to an end. Monsoon is coming. You can feel the hot, humid air blowing off the Arabian Sea. The monsoon makes its appearance every year in several regions around the world between the two tropics. The phenomenon is the most extreme around the Indian Ocean, where it imposes its rhythm on the lives of the people of India. Our journey begins in the lagoons of Kerala, at the southwest tip of India, where we meet a 12-year-old girl called Akhila.
മാറി മാറി മഴയടിച്ച് മനസ്സുക്കുള്ള കൊട പിടിച്ച് കാൽകൾ നാലാച്ച് കൈകൾ ലെട്ടാച്ച് ഉന്നാച്ച് ഏതാച്ച് ഏതേതോ ആയാച്ച് അടടാ മഴടാ അട മഴടാ അഴകാം സിരിച്ച് പൂയ മഴടാ.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. My name is Akhila Prasad. My name is Amita Prasad.
My name is Prasad.
I'm Sanita.
Tell me, when the rain comes, what happens with this water here?
മഴ പെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഒരുപാട് മഴ പെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ എന്താണ് സംഭവിക്കുന്നത്?
വെള്ളം കെട്ടി ഇവിടം വരെ കയറും വെള്ളം.
എവിടെ വരും? ഇതിൽ ഈ പടിയിൽ കയറുമോ?
ഇല്ല, പടി വരാനില്ല. ഇവിടം വരെ ഈ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു.
ചെടിയുടെ അവിടെ.
മരം ഇങ്ങനെ കയറി അതുപോലെ കയറി വന്നു.
പിന്നെ പമ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് വെള്ളം അങ്ങ് വറ്റിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കും. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പൊങ്ങി വന്നേനെ.
ശരി. പൊങ്ങി വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടോ മുമ്പ്?
വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്.
ശരി. എവിടെ വരെ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്?
ഇവിടെ അന്ന് മട വീണപ്പം ഇവിടം വരെ.
ശരി. എത്ര വർഷമായി?
അത് 13 വർഷം.
13 വർഷം മുമ്പ്. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് പിന്നെ അങ്ങനെ വന്നിട്ടില്ല.
ഇവിടെ കൊണ്ട് 3-ാം മാസത്തിൽ വരുമ്പോഴാണ്.
കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു?
ഇല്ലില്ല. പിന്നെ ഒരു 7 വർഷത്തിന് മുമ്പ് ലാസ്റ്റ് വെള്ളം വന്നു. പിന്നെ പെരക്കകത്ത് വെള്ളം കയറി.
വെള്ളം കയറി.
Would you like to live somewhere else, or would you like to always live here?
Live here.
Yes? You would never like to go and live somewhere else?
No.
The hopes, dreams and sorrows of people living here in the backwaters have been forged by the monsoon for millennia. And it will be here soon. This is the southernmost observatory of the Indian Meteorological Department. The monsoon lies just offshore, gathering strength in the Indian Ocean. When it arrives, it will make landfall here. These are the frontline observers in India's most important bureaucracy. They're monitoring the monsoon in order to predict its behavior and forecast its arrival.
Now this is the data received. This red line That is the track of the balloon or the trajectory of the balloon, which is going up and getting drifted away by the wind.
The monsoon is like a gigantic sea breeze created by a difference in temperature between the land and the ocean. At the end of the dry season, the land of the Indian subcontinent is warmer than the sea. The ground temperature reaches 35 to 40 degrees Celsius. The hot air above India and Pakistan expands and rises. A vast depression is formed and sucks up the air above the Indian Ocean. The wind coming from the southwest brings the monsoon. It blows for 4 months. This air mass becomes heavy with humidity as it travels above the ocean and brings rain when it reaches the continent. The monsoon hits Kerala first, at the southwest tip of India, then gradually travels north.
Tell me, what does monsoon mean to you?
No, those things better discuss with the director like that. Otherwise, there will be a problem.
It took several weeks to arrange a meeting with the head of the institute. Mr. Santosh is a scientist who is passionate about the monsoon. His passion is tempered by years of service in one of India's most hierarchical bureaucracies.
I read in the Times of India, said IMD forecasts monsoon normal, markets happy. Because I guess if there's the possibility of drought, then rice has to be purchased and like all kinds of preparations have to be made. So I'm sort of interested in the connection between the weather and the economy and the social well-being and the psychology of the nation.
Yes.
If weather predictions in India sometimes feel like a state secret, it's because the stakes are so high in this huge country, where agriculture has trouble feeding a population of over 1 billion people. The Maharashtra region is undergoing severe drought. The surrounding villages are ghost towns. The villagers have fled with their cattle seeking water. They've ended up in camps like this one, where the government rations food and water. They expected to be away from their homes for a few months. That was 3 years ago. This part of the state of Maharashtra doesn't enjoy the benefits of the monsoon because it lies to the east of the Ghats mountain range on India's western coast. When the air mass from the ocean reaches the continent, it hits these mountains first. Faced with this obstacle, it rises and condenses into clouds that release heavy rains on the mountainous landscape. When it gets to the other side of the mountains, the monsoon has lost a large part of its water. And as it comes down into the plain, it is compressed and warms up, blowing dry air on the regions to the east of the Ghats. That is why there is little rain here, whereas the west side receives a large amount of precipitation. Mayaresh Prabhu is a journalist, a scientist covering the monsoon for Maharashtra's largest daily newspaper. For the next 4 months, he will bear witness to the people whose lives are governed by the rains.
I'm visiting this area for a monsoon study first time. This is a consecutive 3rd year. There is no rain in this region.
they don't have access of water in their villages. So here government is providing everything to them, means food for cattle and water, and also for families also, because they don't have drinking water at their villages. So they are here, and maybe it was just generally expected that after coming monsoon they will go to their home, but what their observation is telling us that they don't expect much rain this year also.
हे शेतकऱ्यांना जीवन जगणं सुद्धा अवघड होईल किंवा आमच्या सुद्धा दृष्टिकोनातून फार अवघड परिस्थिती.
It's saying monsoon is soul. So, and if it doesn't come, then it will be difficult to live here to anyone. It's everything for farmers, and their all farming is based on monsoon. And if one year, if it not come, then that year is totally dry for them.
वर्ष तर आलेलं नाही आज.
Yeah, and for 3 consecutive years there is no monsoon here.
आता जर नाही आलं तर मग जगणं अवघड होईल.
And if this time it doesn't come, then it will be very difficult for them.
Drought and flood, feast and famine. The nation's history is contained within these records at the headquarters of the Indian Meteorological Department in Pune. IMD was established by the British in 1875. Tacit recognition that he who can predict the weather holds the keys to the kingdom. As Director General of IMD, Dr. Ranjan Kelkar used to predict the monsoon. Since retiring, he's devoted himself to contemplating its deeper meaning.
Monsoon is India's only source of water. Whatever you do, ultimately you go back to the monsoon rains. You build a dam, you store water. You can't fill it up unless the river water flows into it. You can't have river water flowing unless the monsoon is pouring rain into it. So everything except some snow in the Himalayas, which goes into the rivers, some rivers, all the water that we need to drink, to raise our crops, there is only one single source, which is the monsoon. So the monsoon, I should say, brings not only water, it brings life to India. And when you talk of life of India, it means that it's its soul. So the monsoon, in a sense, is the soul of the country.
Kerala is a communist state in the south of the country. Farmers here believe in dialectical materialism and in IMD predictions. But when it comes to monsoon preparations, they cover all their bases.
സർവഗുണദോഷ വിഷയം.
With the Brahman's blessing, farmers begin to ready their fields. It's a fine balance. Plant your rice too soon and it burns. Plant too late and it drowns. The signs are everywhere. Onset is only a few days away. You can feel the earth responding to changing temperature, winds, atmospheric pressure, and humidity. Dormant seeds, microbes, and insects are coming to life. And reptiles too. Farmers here call it a 9-step cobra. 9 steps and you're dead if it has bitten you. The farmers fear it, but at Akila's village, they worship the cobra. Normally, the monsoon arrives in the first week of June. Judging from the data that's coming in, this year will be no exception.
This is the northern limit of monsoon. This is the Bay of Bengal portion of this monsoon. Everything Director Sab might have explained. It's moving like this. Every time we will update.
The green line.
Yeah, this green line.
And when it goes, it will move like this?
Yes.
Everybody knows it's coming, but the nation will rest a lot easier when it's official. It's said that the whole Indian economy is a bet on the monsoon. Santosh knows that one careless statement can rattle the stock market.
Conditions are becoming favorable. Conditions are becoming favorable for onset of monsoon over Kerala during next 3 to 4 days. That is the morning inference, what has been issued by the India Meteorological Department.
So official onset has not yet happened, or it has happened?
No, it will be announced, because conditions are becoming favorable means conditions are becoming favorable only, not yet announced.
arrival of monsoon marks the end of the fishing season here. It's too dangerous to go out, and it's illegal. Monsoon is breeding season for the fish, and these net boats are too destructive of the habitat. For these fishermen, monsoon marks the beginning of hungry times. Monsoon represents opportunity for the fishermen living here. For Maria Dazan, whose name means Son of Mary, it also represents a test of faith. Storms bring the fish close to shore and the small boats are allowed out. But it is risky.
ഈ മഴക്കാലം വിളുമ്പോൾ കടൽ തടുപ്പ് കൊടുക്കും. മഴക്കാലം ഇല്ലാത്ത സമയം നിലത്തിൽ പൂഞ്ഞാണ് ഇരിക്കും മീൻ. മഴക്കാലം വരുമ്പോൾ ഈ 3 മാസം തന്നെ മീൻ കൂടുതലായിട്ട് ഉണ്ടാവും. കടൽ തീരത്ത് കടലിൽ പോണവർക്ക് ജീവിതം പാളായിട്ടാണ് കടലിൽ പോണത്.
Muslims, Christians and Hindus live in separate neighborhoods, but go to sea together. They say they're all brothers in fishing. The Christian minority is important, a living testimony to the Portuguese settlers. India is a land of various creeds, and the fervour is the same, whatever the religion.
എൻ്റെ പ്രായത്തിലുള്ളവർ 2-3 പേര് പോയിട്ടുണ്ട് കടലിൽ. വെള്ളം മരം മറിഞ്ഞ് കാറ്റെങ്കിൽ പിടിയെത്താതെ പ്രേതം പോലും കിട്ടിയില്ല. ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഇതൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടായി അവസ്ഥകളൊക്കെ എൻ്റെ പ്രായത്തിൽ എനിക്ക് പോണവരൊക്കെ. നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതം കർത്താവിൻ്റെ കൂടെയൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടാണ് പോണത്.
It's June. Holidays are over. And Akila's getting ready for the first day of school. She's excited because she's going to a new school this year. And though monsoon isn't official yet, it always rains on the first day of school.
I like rain, but it is very hard to go to school in monsoon seasons because it is in sometimes thunder and lightning.
Does your mother walk with you?
No.
You're old enough to walk alone?
Yes, alone. I walk alone.
Yes, it is monsoonish. Yes, it is monsoonish. We have to advance today itself. That you have to decide whether we can forgo that for one day. Because today very heavy to very heavy rainfall and some stations reported exception. You have seen that. Okay. And that is Delhi. We consult each other, no? Delhi contacts me, Chennai contacts me, then Pune also contacts me. And we together will decide whether the onset is to be declared. Now it has to go to higher ups.
Santosh is ready to call it, but Delhi needs more information.
Rainfall monitoring.
It may be raining in Kerala, but that doesn't mean that monsoon has officially arrived. Onset is more than just rain. It's a complex set of metrics derived from the 15 stations in Kerala involving rainfall, wind speed and atmospheric pressure. Delhi's not convinced that all criteria have been met.
Hello, and this is Santosh from MC Trivandrum. Sir, only those 2 stations. That means 8 out of 14 only. Yes, sir. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. We are declaring monsoon.
Mumbai has been waiting anxiously. 6 days and 1,200 kilometers after onset in Kerala, monsoon arrives.
हाई रूम हाथ वाड़ा हूँ मैं डब्बा वाला है। भाई देखो ये घर से वो लोग सेठ लोग से घर से खाना आता है, उनका ऑफिस में जाता है, उनको ऑफिस में लंच के बाद वो वापस उनके घर पे जाता है। हाँ बारिश तो पसंद है, ज़्यादा बारिश पसंद तो गर्म नहीं होता ना, गर्मी नहीं होता उससे बारिश में। बच्चे लोग को पढ़ाना, पढ़ा के उसको ऑफिस में काम जॉब देखने का। ऐसा सपना होएगा तो वो भी पूछ सकते हैं ना, हम बड़े का जॉब पे लगेगा तो वो भी मंगा सकते हैं ना टिफिन।
Bombay, or Mumbai as it is now known, is home to the world's biggest dream factory, Bollywood. The monsoon is a recurring theme in Indian cinema. Every Hindi film has a wet sari scene. Manzil is a model of the genre. It's one of the first Bollywood movies to have been shot on location in the centre of Mumbai. The city then had half the population it has now. It stars Mushmi Chatterjee and Amitabh Bachchan and marked the start of their careers.
Looking back, when you see yourself in this movie, what do you see?
I see somebody looks like me and somebody very much looks like Amitabh Bachchan. So I feel it's just yesterday. God created monsoon. It comes every year. The rain comes, the romance begins, the romantic song takes you some another world. Rim jhim giri sawan.
Why monsoon and love? Why is monsoon and love always associated together? What is it?
Love is, I think, it's a creative of emotions, you know. And monsoon, the rain, is it, I think, forced to earth to create things, you know. The greenery and the kind of life which is God created after this rainfall. You know, the earth gave a birth to so many things. So I think is love also is offers so many things, and there's so many kind of love. So it's like a raindrop, you know.
If monsoon is the time of love, have you fallen in love during monsoon?
I fall in love with monsoon, not in the monsoon.
Within 16 days, monsoon will cover all of India, over 3 million square kilometers. But as Mayuresh knows, it's indifferent to human needs. Some regions will receive record rains. Others will receive none.
The winds are there, clouds are there, fog is there, raining, and this is monsoon. It's moving towards east, the inner part of Maharashtra. I hope some drops are also going to that drought region. Not to fill their wells, just to give them a ray of hope.
The monsoon is one of the most complex and hard to predict meteorological phenomena. Its intensity varies considerably during the season, but also from one year to the next, and global warming may make it even more variable and more unpredictable. Monsoon science calls for scientific skills from every discipline and ever more elaborate instruments. Nowhere is this more apparent than at the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, where physicists study the science behind the monsoon in order to more accurately predict it.
I think it's a very bad line.
So tell me, where are we? Where are we?
We are in Mahabaleshwar. We are at the Cloud Physics Laboratory in Mahabaleshwar. It is the unique observatory of Ministry of Earth Sciences, and it is operated by Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology.
What are we in the middle of?
We are in the middle of the precious rain, the precious monsoon rain.
Is this normal rain or is this a cloud?
We are in the cloud.
This is a normal rain.
It's a normal, typical monsoon rain. So this is a site where you get almost 8 meter a year, 6 to 8 meter average rainfall here. So the another advantage of this site is we can get monsoon clouds close to surface so that we can monitor cloud microphysics.
They're studying atoms and aerosols, photographing raindrops, penetrating clouds with Doppler radar. Their objective is to formulate a mathematical model that will predict this, the behavior of monsoon clouds over time and space. This is where the clouds meet chaos theory. The new supercomputers capable of 524 trillion calculations per second, all in an effort to unravel the secrets of the monsoon. IITM's director is Dr. B.N. Goswami.
Atmosphere is, of course, a chaotic system. In the tropics, we have these instabilities associated with clouds called convective instabilities. These instabilities are very fast. Therefore, the growth rate of errors, if I have a small error, they will grow with this instability and they will quickly become very large. Whereas in the middle latitude is a different system. They are governed by what we call hydrodynamic instability. Their time scale is a little slower. So even if you have a small error, it will grow a little slowly and you still have some scope for prediction. So that makes our tropical atmosphere more difficult to predict.
Have you ever made any like colossal errors?
Oh, we make all the time.
This year, the monsoon thwarted the scientists' forecasts. In the lagoons of Kerala, where Akila and her family live, the water reached record levels. And in the state of Maharashtra, the monsoon still hasn't put in an appearance. In Calcutta, the gamblers waited a long time for it to come. Further to the north, the rhinos, which had to flee from the flooding river, were hunted by poachers.